am so stoked to have you here.
I'm so stoked to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course. One of the things that I was just really excited to meet you, I had tried one of your hats just on a whim. Philip had one, and we were doing a little bit of a photo shoot, and he had one with him. So I tried it, and I was like, "Oh my god, I love this hat." It's like I don't know if I have a small head or what, but it's shallow, so it doesn't like dip over my eyes, and it fit just really well. So that was kind of the beginning of us getting acquainted with each other.
Oh,
But I'm other than that, I'm just, like, happy to know you as another woman in business and surfing. So, share with us a little bit about Peach.
sure. Yeah. Well, I'm so glad you love the hat. That makes me really happy to hear.
Yeah.
So I started Peach and making these surf hats about 2 years ago. I quit my job in tech. I wanted to kind of try something different. I was surfing a lot, and basically my face was just getting wrecked by the sun. I was getting so sunburnt. And I went out and looked for a hat, and pretty much every hat I found on the internet or like found in a surf shop was like not very functional, or it was kind of like black or camo or gray or kind of ugly. And I would go out and they would fall off and basically make me not wanna wear a hat, and, like, my sunscreen was kinda wearing off when I was in the water for a long time. So I kinda thought that that was the perfect opportunity for me to figure out how to make something I actually wanted to wear. I felt like you didn't have to sacrifice, style for function. And so I kinda took it on both so that I could actually wear a hat and protect my face, but also to kind of use it for personal development and character building to just push myself to do something scary and do something that made me uncomfortable and grow in that way.
No, that's amazing. I love, like, you're so similar. I'm like, I want a hat, and I want it to be, like, so functional, and I do have some hats that are really cute, and again, like, they just fall in my face, I get super frustrated, and that intersection between, like, functional and cute and fun to wear,
Yeah.
and, like, that's always important to me, like, I don't know, and in a way that annoyed me sometimes because 'cause I'm like, "You just need to wear a fucking hat, Laura." Like, you know what
Yeah,
I mean? But
totally.
I love that you, like, hit that right on the head, like, I'm like, "This is exactly my deal." Like, it has to be cute because I wanna wear it, and then it has to
Yeah.
just fit right, so it's been great.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, I think another part of it was like surfing up here in the Bay Area and like Northern California, everyone's just kind of in like the same black wetsuit. And I was like, there's no good way to kind of like show your own self and like your own like little pop of personality. And so I thought, putting that in a hat was kind of a good way to be able to be a little bit more unique and bring your own personality out into the lineup.
Perfect. Tell us more about who you've like, how you've grown as a person through this business, and then also, like, how that's translated to you as a surfer and in the lineup.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't know where to begin. I think honestly, one of the biggest lessons that I've learned is that, when I first started, I was kind of just like, I'm not even a good surfer. Like, I don't know anything about fashion or, starting like a clothing brand. Who am I to come in here and do this? And I think over time, the thing that I've learned is literally no one is qualified to do anything. And you kind of just have to
Yes.
do it. And, the more you go out and try something and just doing it consistently, that's what makes you better at something. And I think learning that through growing the brand also has helped me with surfing because I think I felt really stuck for several years surfing because I
Mhm.
was always like, I'm just not athletic. Like, that's just not me. That's why I kind of suck at surfing. And what I realized was like, no, that's not actually it. Like, it's just because I'm not going out in the water enough and I'm not getting those reps in. And kind of that thing that unlocked for me is like consistency and just the more you
Mhm.
do it and the more you practice it, the better you get. And I think now that helps me really apply it to anything in life where it's kind of fun and exciting to try something you're not good at because you know that if you just keep doing it, you will get better. And I think as you get better, that's kind of what builds your confidence in pursuing whatever. And so I think those were like a lot of the overlaps that I found between, starting the surf brand and surfing. And I think another kind of related thing is just um, kind of trying to go in and face whatever your fears are. I think that has been one of the biggest ways that I've built a lot of confidence in surfing and building the brand. And I think just feeling good about taking up space. I
Mm.
think especially like up here, like in NorCal, like I feel like a lot of the lineup is always just men, and especially in Santa Cruz, like I've gotten yelled at so many times. And so I've always been kind of intimidated and nervous to take up space, surfing, and just realizing that, like, you have a place both in the water and in the world and just whatever you're trying to do, to kinda just go after it.
I love how you went from telling yourself, like, "I just suck at surfing." I mean, that's a phrase I hear so often, and I always try to encourage people to, like, remove that from their language, like, "I suck at this, I suck
Right.
at this," 'cause it
Yeah,
when you have that in your language, it's really hard to push past that. But
yeah,
I love how instead of thinking, like, "I suck at surfing," you actually took the responsibility to become a better surfer by investing more time in it. And, like,
mhm,
becoming more educated, I think that's the biggest thing, like, once you dive in and you realize, "I can learn more about this," and then it creates that excitement and that
yeah,
momentum where you then start getting better, and it's
yeah,
always that little like, that little hump to get to that place of momentum that is, like, the
totally.
hardest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I think the thing that I tell myself now is, like, when I go out there, I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna have one really big wipeout, and that's my goal." Like, my goal isn't necessarily to, like,
Yes.
catch a wave, but it's like, I feel like I will have pushed myself if I kind of did something I wasn't super ready for and just, like, uh, get ragdolled just once, and I think that's what kind of builds up, like, that courage, to go after things and to keep, like, pushing yourself.
And sometimes that wipeout, like, when it happens to me, I'm like, "Okay, okay, I'm awake now. I can do
Yeah, yeah.
this." Like,
Yeah, and you're
it
like,
takes
"Oh,
me
it
now to,
wasn't
like,
that bad."
shake me up. Yeah, exactly. Like, "Okay, we're good."
Totally, yeah.
It's such a good attitude because that translates to business as well. I mean, a lot of times, we talk about focusing on the number of no's versus the number of yeses. So if you're going and you're doing
Yeah,
sales, like I
yeah.
remember we'd have like I've done like a rejection challenge before. So it's like I want to get to 50 no's.
Mhm.
Because within those no's, you are going to get a few yeses, but you have to go through that. And if you just focus on like, "Hey, this is my goal and it's a symbol of me coming out here and doing the thing," then
Yeah.
it changes your mentality and, like, it's more of a game and you're more engaged in it. So it's so good.
Yeah, I think that's, like, a really empowering thing to kind of be able to go out there and, like, hear no, and then just keep trying anyways. I think one of the, like, first big milestones, at least for my own kind of like getting over my own like mental hurdles of uh going up to people and asking for things was like going up to surf shops and being like, "Hey, like here's a surf hat, like I don't have any qualifications necessarily, but it's really good, I promise. Like I've tested it out. I spent a year building this." And then I went to Travelers and they're like, "Oh, like it's okay, but like we're not that interested right now." And then a couple months later, I kept iterating on it and, like, asked them again, and they're like, "Actually, yes, we're stoked to have this. We wanna try it." And I think kind of seeing that juxtaposition of hearing no from, like, the surf shop and then down the line persisting and doing it again, and then hearing that yes kind of makes all those no's more worthwhile.
Yeah, yeah. And once you really get trained in like for anyone that does sales, like they know this, right? Once you really get trained in like that conversation, those like little bits and pieces, like you're if it's the right customer, you're really kind of just like inching them in that direction. And the no is just like the opening conversation sometimes. Or the
Yeah,
no, not right now. Like that's just the
exactly.
okay, well, like when, like
Yeah,
it's just like that piece of information that starts the conversation. And I love that. I mean, it's just that parallel with surfing. It's like showing up. It's that like that's absolutely it for me with like with the gym. Like if I just show up, like the workout gets done, right? And same thing
exactly.
with surfing, right? As long as it's safe out there, if you just show up, even if you're
Yeah.
feeling nervous and stressed about it, you typically end up paddling out because you're there and 90% of the time having an amazing time, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think a lot of it is, like, less so focusing on the exact outcome that you have, like, narrowed in on in your mind, and more so just being like, "What is, like, one small thing I can do to show up for myself?" And feeling really good when you actually go do that. And kinda like you said, like, going to the gym, there's so many days I don't want to, and I'm like, "You know what? I'm gonna feel really good. All I have to do is step in for 5 minutes, and if I don't want to go longer than 5 minutes, I'm just gonna go home." And usually you can, like, actually once you're there, you're like, "Okay, yeah, I'm
Oh,
in."
that's such a good rule. I'm just gonna and, like, the gym I go to is only 5 minutes away, so I could totally do
Yeah,
that. And it's so true though, because it's like, I'm like, "I'm just gonna go there and do, like, this and that," and then you're there for, like, an hour, and it's again, it's, like, all about that positive momentum in the right direction.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. How do you think we can support each other as women in the water and also, like, women in business?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think in the water, we'll start there. One of my favorite things about like starting this like surf hat brand has actually been just getting to meet so many awesome badass women. And like some of them I've met, through social media, like you, and others just
Yeah.
in the water. And I think just honestly, like hearing someone cheer you on when you're on a wave and just like chatting people up like, that goes such a long ways, at least for me, and just knowing that you're in an environment where you're not kind of, like, feeling like you're stepping on people's toes or intruding on people and just, like, seeing people smiling out there, has been such, like, a great encourager and I think has always made my, like, surf sessions 10 times better. And so I think just always just I think having an open heart towards others and especially other women and just like dragging your friends along who might not like be into surfing yet, or kind of just going out of your way to meet other women, I think has been really helpful. And I think in business, like I am just continuously impressed by like all of the creative women and just like other entrepreneurs and just like women starting their own things. And I think just like the way some like women go about, building a business or growing whatever they're passionate about is I don't know, it's just like this thing that feels like in a very kind and thoughtful and just I guess inclusive way about doing it and that kind of always just encourages me and inspires me. And so I think one of the things that I've had to learn is just, like, not be afraid to reach out to people and feel like I'm bothering them, and I think getting to reach out to, like, lots of other women and learn, like, what challenges they face and, like, mostly the, like, mental blocks that you have to overcome, and especially many women, like, overcome thinking that they're not qualified or good enough or, like, don't belong in whatever space. I think just, like, being able to hype each other up and support each other, and like collaborate and partner together, kind of like we are, I think
Yeah.
goes a huge ways.
Yeah, it's so great. It's so good to get support from one another. Just like within the Surf Society, we have a membership, and one of the members there, I know that she has like a certain health condition, and I had been dealing with some health stuff, and just being able to reach out to like another surf sister and be like, "Hey, can we talk about this?" Even if we've done very little chatting, and having like that very open door to someone that cares enough about you to share their
Yeah,
life experience and give you that support is like really, really so it's so great. And
yeah,
yeah, what you said, women in business just tend to be a lot coming from a very kind and caring and accepting place, which is just so great. And even more reason, as as much as everything today. And I was talking to some of my friends about this, who are also business owners, and we're also, very thrown with the results of our election and everything. And I was like, this is just part of the more reason why we need to keep showing up exactly as we are. We need to like know that this is our space because women have to be able to be successful and turn around and share that because that's what we do. And this
yeah,
is why we have to stop doubting ourselves when we get out in the lineup, when we go start a business or whatever it is we do, because we've been conditioned to think that that's how we should operate in society. We have to
yeah,
break free of that. And this is like our like obligation to really stand up as who we are and strive and succeed in whatever it is that we want to do. It's so important. So I'm
Yeah.
really glad to share this space with you, especially today.
Yeah, same.
Well, tell everyone that's listening here where we can find your surf hat.
Yeah, you can find it online at peachsurfco.com. Um, they are also carried in a few of the surf shops in California. They're in Mollusk and Travelers and Hobie and a few of the other ones that you can find on our Instagram as well.
Perfect. Perfect. I'll put all those links in the show notes. So thank you, Emily, for joining us on Confessions of a Surf Lady. I am so stoked to have you, so
Laura.
stoked to know you, so stoked to wear your hat.
Very stoked to get to surf together
Yeah.
soon.